Hey guys, happy Friday. If you're new here, my name is Blake. I do makeup, and on Tuesdays I do How-To Tuesdays, where I show you guys different types and parts of makeup. And on Fridays, I do full face makeup looks. And I have an announcement starting Tuesday, March 30th. You guys can go into my Instagram bio or the link under this video and check out my contestant profile for the Ultimate Stylist makeup competition. Now this makeup competition is just a competition that I entered to show off my love for makeup and all things beauty. And voting starts on March 30th, and hopefully you guys can help me get through to the next round. You guys can vote once a day between March 30th and March 8th. And yeah, so that is my announcement, and let's get into this makeup look. Hey guys, and we are back on the voiceover as usual. So I'm starting off by blocking out only one of my eyebrows, and I have a full video on how I block out my eyebrows if you guys want to see a more in-depth tutorial. But right now I'm just blocking them by gluing them down with some Elmer's glue and then brushing them up, and then kind of going back and forth with the glue and then setting it with a translucent powder just to make sure that powder fills any spots that the glue or eyebrows didn't, and just keep going back and forth like that. So next I'm just going in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm just drawing a line down the middle of my face and going kind of across, and this will just cut off our sections for our Spiderman and a regular makeup. And I'm just drawing some lines to kind of make it look like, it's kind of like ripping away. And then I just drew out the shape of the white of the eye. And now I'm going in with my Mehron Paradise AQ water activated body paints. And this shade of red was from the Tropical palette. I forget exactly the name of it. That's from the Tropical palette, and these paints are super easy to work with, and they are super easy to remove and don't stain my skin. So I love using these, and I'm just applying that with a paintbrush all over my face, just dipping my paintbrush in some water and then dipping it into the color and then just painting all over my face and my neck. And I finished up the rest of my neck off camera, and you guys will see that in the next clip. So then going in with the white from the Basics Mehron Paradise AQ palette, I'm just filling in the white part of the eye. And I've got to say, this part was kind of difficult just because I kept on getting the face paint in my eye, so it was like staying on my contact, which was just annoying, but I still love using these. Now I'm going in with the black body paint on a thinner paintbrush, and I am just lining this all around the white that we painted, just as like the outline of the eye, I guess. I don't really know how else to describe it. So the next one I'm doing on only the red painted side, I'm just going in with the black body paint. I'm just drawing like kind of a big T on that side of my face going down to my neck. As you guys can see, I use my lovely double chin method. And now I'm just gonna start from using those 3 lines I already drew as like a guideline. I'm just gonna start painting lines in between those to be the spider web. So now I've just used like an eyeshadow blending brush and a mix of a black shadow and a red eyeshadow to get kind of this contour shade, because I didn't like just the flat red, and I did want a little bit more depth. So I'm contouring my cheekbone, and then I'm shading around our little spiderweb lines that we drew just to add more depth to the look, and so it's not as like, I don't know, comic book flat-ish, I guess. I'm then just doing pretty much the same thing, just with a smaller brush and going in where like all of the lines meet at my nose and just blending it out and adding more shading and more depth. And then I'm adding a few more lines because I didn't like exactly how it was looking. Felt like it looked a little bit empty, especially down, you know, the bottom of my face. So I'm just adding a few more lines. So after I went in and shaded all of those lines, I just started to do the rest of the spider web, which is like these like really wide U shapes, kind of just curved lines. I don't know how exactly to describe how to do these, but yeah, you guys kind of, you know, you get the gist of it just by watching. And then at this point, I remembered that he has a spider on his chest, and I didn't want the spider to kind of get lost in all of the spider web. So I went in with just a little bit of water and wiped off the black body paint, kind of mixed it in with the red, and then added a little bit more red, and then just started drawing the little spider with my paint, and then did 4 little legs on each side. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't want the spider to kind of get lost in the web with all the lines we have, so that's what I did. And then after I was happy with that spider, I just went back in and started doing all of those little spiderweb lines again. And I kind of, those 2 middle sections, I did the spiderweb lines kind of up top, and then, as you can see I'm about to do, I just did it halfway, just again so that that spider wouldn't get lost in all of those lines. And I'm just taking that same red and black eyeshadow kind of mix on the brush, and I'm blending it in between all of those lines because that'll add the effect of, you know, depth and a little bit of shadow, so it kind of makes it look like that spider web is just kind of popping out at us. So now I'm just going in with that black body paint again and lining the, you know, the lines and stuff between what my regular kind of makeup will look like and then my Spider-Man makeup, just to make sure, you know, it's a little bit cleaner. I then took that small eyeshadow brush again, and with that black and red eyeshadow mixture, I just went in and shaded that whole edge just so that it kind of looked like, I don't know, my skin was kind of a little bit above the Spider-Man suit. Then moving on to the small portion of my face that we have not done yet, I'm just brushing out my eyebrows, and then I'm going to fill them in with my Makeup Revolution brow pomade. If you guys want to see a more in-depth video on how I do my eyebrows, go check out my How to Tuesday eyebrow tutorial. And I'm just doing that, and then I'll brush them out a little bit more just to make sure everything's all blended. And now I'm just taking my Makeup Revolution 16-Hour Wear Concealer, and I'm cleaning up my eyebrows. And then I take more of it and put it all over my lid as a base for my eyeshadow. And right before this, I just set that whole area with a translucent powder, and I'm just going to start packing on a red eyeshadow. And I don't know why, but this eye, like, eyeshadows never stick to it, whether I do a primer or concealer. So usually with this eye, I gotta pack it on a lot and work with it. No matter how good or how pigmented the eyeshadow is, it just never wants to work well on that eyelid, and it bothers me, but I work with it. So because the eyeshadow, like you guys can really see on the outer edge, it's just not sticking for some reason. So what I did was, to kind of cover it, I just went in with a double graphic liner. And first I started with the black, kind of just tracing out my whole lid, and I was happy because it kind of covered that little area that just would not, like the eyeshadow just would not stick there. And like I said, it happens all the time when I'm doing makeup. So I just did that, and then at a lower angle, I'm taking the white eyeliner, water activated eyeliner, and I'm just doing a liner that is kind of right beneath it with a lower angle, and then they kind of connect in that inner corner. I'm then just applying some false lashes, and I'm just blowing on the glue a little bit. And now I'm just applying them, and if you guys want to see a full in-depth video on tips and tricks on how to apply lashes, go check out this past Tuesday's How to Tuesday tutorial, and that's applying false lashes. And now I'm just taking some of that red eyeshadow again, and I'm just lightly swiping it on my lower lash line, because I really just felt like my lower lash line was like really bare and I wasn't liking it. But now I'm just taking some foundation, and I just put it on a paintbrush. I don't know why, I just kind of felt like it. And I'm using this brush, oh, this is why I did it. I'm using this brush to make sure I clean up all of those edges between the Spider-Man and my regular skin. And I did end up going back with the black body paint in a couple spots, just because, you know, when I was blending it, after I blend it with my beauty blender, it did kind of, you know, get a little muddy. But we fixed it. Now I'm just blending it out with my beauty blender. And next I am just contouring. And I finally found a really good contour shade. So I was very happy with that. This is the NYX Wonder Stick. I love their contour sticks. And then now I'm just taking that 16-Hour Wear Concealer again and concealing in some spots that I wanted to highlight, and, you know, just some pimples that were on my cheeks that I really needed to be concealed. Now I'm just setting it all with a powder, and then I go in with kind of a flat face powder brush. I just like using those, and I go in with my contour and my highlight with that because they're both in my Makeup Revolution contour and highlight palette. Okay, this is the end of this video, and this is the final look. Spider-Man look. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on my notifications if you guys want to be notified when I post a new video. And make sure to stay tuned for next Tuesday's video, and make sure to stay tuned for when voting opens for the Ultimate Stylist competition. See you guys next week.